And welcome back for round 3, game 1, where we've got Trent Clark on the right, playing Charles Matthew on the left. Now Trent's playing, what is he playing there, Lewis?
He's playing Mardu mid-range, and Charles is playing Timur. I'm not sure if I have the correct pronunciation, if it's Timur. I think it's supposed to rhyme with Lima.
Or if you're French, it's Timur, as I've been discussing that with Trent after the match. Obviously, Trent stepped out and Lewis has stepped into the co-commentator's position here for MTG Grinders.
Trent didn't really want to commentate his own round.
Well, you know, I didn't think it was sort of fair him commentating his own round, I suppose. So I kicked him out, and we've got you in.
All right.
To entertain the masses.
Now Trent's leading off with a Seeker of the Way. It's a very good turn 2, although it's dead.
To put it bluntly, there is hasn't stayed out very long. Oh, we've got a flip of the card there.
Looks like his opponent Charles might have seen that.
Well, I certainly saw it.
Yeah,
Butcher
the camera saw it. I don't know if Trent saw it from the angle that it was on.
Hopefully we just get a quick shuffle of the deck and...
Yeah. What normally happens is if you scryed a card to the bottom, which I didn't actually catch, they'll leave that there and shuffle the rest.
Yep. But certainly done the right thing of calling over the judge. So that card there on the angle, that's the draw?
Yeah, that's what Trent was drawing, yeah.
Yep.
Now, just in regard to the... What the actual gameplay that happened just now. Sometimes, a lot of the times with these decks featuring Seeker of the Way, that's what you sort of want to happen to the Seeker. You want to run it out turn 2, and they kill it.
They kill it with the Lightning Bolt, so the Lightning Bolt doesn't hit something far more important.
Yeah, it doesn't hit your Rebel Master, or I don't know if Trent's running Rebel Master in this list. He probably is, but they're not sending that removal at a bigger threat. And if they don't kill it, then, well, you've got a Seeker of the Way. So.
Well, we do actually have the deck list here for you. You can check it out on MTG Grinders on Facebook. And he is running Rabble Master. But
he's running a full playset of Goblin Rabble Master.
The more important thing is he's missed a land drop in the previous rounds.
Now that is pretty awkward because you really want to curve out, especially when his opponent's ramping.
But he's found the third land now, but he's still behind a couple. Now let's see if we can see what's in Charles's hand here. So
an Arbor Colossus.
Well, it certainly applies a little bit of pressure. We know Trent's got Crackling Doom. A full playset of Crackling Doom in his board as well.
Now it looks like Trent's not only he's missing land drops, he's also cut off black. I'm noticing. Is that a Chain of the Rocks? Yep, it's a Chain of the Rocks to take out the 6/6 Trampler, which I think is a very wise play.
Well, certainly buys him a little bit more time if he needs it. Yes, Crackling Doom no good without the black, obviously. And he's starting to catch up to the 5 mana on the other side now. It's a Wooded Foothills, so sacking that. Now, unfortunately, our life dice are just off camera for this particular game, so we're going to have to try and keep count of the life. I don't think anybody's taken any damage. I think that was the first damage.
I believe this is the first damage that's happened.
So at 20 on the left versus 19...
That's the
other way around. 19 on the left versus 20 on the right.
Trent's given Charles' deck a very good shuffle.
So what are the main cards in the Teamer deck, Lewis, that we should be watching out for here?
Well, Treasure Cruise is one, which has just been cast. The Teamer deck is very good because you have access to all of the tools that Red Green Monsters has access to. Yep. But you also have access to blue, so you can have your card draw, you can have your counter magic. I don't know if Teemo decks normally main deck their disdainful strokes or have them in the sideboard, but you've got access to it.
Sure. So you can either have that control aspect or the extra gas aspect that blue provides.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Like your traditional red-green decks, they're just laying down threats, and blue can help protect the threats a bit better, and blue can provide more threats through the cards like Treasure Cruise. Now Trent's hit his black source and is deciding upon his scry. He's put it at the bottom.
Doesn't get access to his black source till next turn, though.
Unfortunately, I think I can't see his hand too well from. I'm trying to peer to the side of the camera. It's not happening, but hopefully Trent will be playing some sort of action next turn. Now that he's got all of his colours.
I think I saw a Stoke the Flames in his hand. However, we're on Charles's turn, and we've come out with a Sarkin Dragon Speaker, which is probably going to pump up straight away and smash to the face for 4. You would think. And Indestructible 4, putting Trent onto 16.
4. Yeah, if Trent had any way to deal with that, it would have had to have been in response to the activation, because those colours, they're with the exception of Utter End, which Trent would have required black for, and I don't know, he doesn't have it in his main deck anyway. Like, he doesn't have much that's going to exile.
Was Crackling Doom
Crackling
deal
Doom?
with Sarkin?
Yeah, that. But again, he needs black for that. So.
Yeah. Well, he's untapped now, so he's got access to it. So he can use the black from the temple there.
No, it's depending on whether he's going to leave up for Crackling Doom if he has it in hand, or if he wants to advance his board state. I think that's a Thought Seize coming.
Yep. So we should get a good look at Charles's hand now.
And Trent took 4 from the Sarkin, and now he's Thought Seized, so he's down to 14.
So we see a negate there. We've got 2 land.
Yep.
A Hordling Outburst and a negate, it looks like.
And Trent's taking the counterspell. Now, Hordling Outburst is actually a surprisingly powerful card in the current standard.
Well, you get 3 goblins along with Goblin Rabble Master. Can certainly help increase the damage from the Rabble Master.
And you can do powerful things like Stoke the Flames off those 3 tokens, and in another land, obviously. And you can activate Raid.
Yeah, and fits into those Jeskai Ascendancy decks that we saw in the previous round. So, tap land comes into play. Here's the Outburst, making 3 guys.
No, that's a Goblin Rabble Master.
Oh, the Rabble Master.
He must have just drawn that. He's waking up his Sarkin.
Lightning Strike before the attack phase, so there's no token there. And taking another 4, that puts Trent down to 10 versus 19. Charles 19 on the left.
Unfortunately, missing that land drop and hitting his black source late has forced Trent to stumble a bit. But he is on the back foot at this stage.
He is on the back foot, as long as he can deal with the Sarkin. If he can't deal with the Sarkin, obviously it's going to be game over pretty quickly, I would think. Because even the Sarkin can attack into Butcher of the Horde and not have to worry about it because it's indestructible.
Yeah, my big fear, for Trent's sake anyway, is now Trent's taking 1, he's down to 9 because he's fetching. My big fear is because Charles was able to cast that Treasure Cruise, he is ahead on card advantage. And even if Trent deals with the Sarkin, although we saw Charles's hand earlier, come to think of it. He didn't have a lot going on.
I'm pretty sure he's only got a land and the Hordling Outburst.
Looks like he's been hitting a lot of lands.
So Trent's going to play Sorin and probably put a Vampire into play.
Yep, he's definitely doing that.
And he's still got the mana open for a Crackling Doom. If he is indeed holding one of those. Excuse me.
Even if he doesn't have it, I think it's very good to represent it at this point. Charles isn't going to play around it, even if he thinks Trent has it. But
And I think Charles just drew a Storm Breath. So that's going to provide an additional problem for Trent. So Trent is currently on 9. An attack with the Storm Breath here and the Sarkin puts him to 1, which puts him well and truly inside any sort of burn range.
That's right. If Trent has any form of removal in hand, he's going to have to use it right now, and he's doing it.
There it
Crackling
is.
Doom goes off.
Now that seems to be Trent's last card as well.
Yep.
So we're pretty much down to almost a top deck race here.
Almost. Charles is deciding what he wants to keep.
Which one would you keep in this situation, Lewis?
Look, it's a very tough one because Sarkin is able to ultimate next turn, which could help Charles win the top deck race.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Stormbreath Dragon is resilient to any of Trent's white removal spells if he has any.
Yep.
But it
Stormbreath could push. I suppose he's not going down to 1, so you're not really worried about the monstrous of the Stormbreath.
I think I would sacrifice the Stormbreath. Looks like Charles is doing that.
Yeah.
If Sarkin wasn't ready to ultimate, I might consider there might be a bit closer decision, but
the ultimate of Sarkin there is a lot more dangerous.
Yeah,
being able to draw 3 cards a turn.
That will pretty much give Charles the long game, unless he's got a lot of lands on top of his deck.
And here comes the outburst.
Yep.
For 3 guys.
And, looks like Trent's now on 5 thanks to the damage from the Sarkin. So
now it is look like they are changing the life dice. It's just off camera, which doesn't entirely help us.
Yeah, I understand that in other rounds the life dice is visible.
So at this point in time, do you sacrifice Sorin for an extra 2/2? Ooh.
That's a Sarkin. Look, it depends because Trent's he's on 5.
Yeah.
And I think this is a very, very good play.
Yep. So pumping up Sorin. Sorry, making Sarkin a creature,
And
then pumping up Sorin, so Sarkin gets the trigger.
That's 8 points of life that Trent has gained thanks to Sorin's lifelink.
And the Sorin's lifelink through the Vampire and Sarkin.
Yep.
That was an excellent top deck.
And that could put Trent back in the game.
Yep. Although there goes Sorin. So 2 Planeswalkers dead in 2 turns. Another outburst. Making it up to 6 points of ground damage available to Charles.
Now, because they're both top decking, I'd be half tempted to just Zerg Rush those goblins, depending on obviously what Trent does in this turn.
Well, Trent's are both flyers, obviously, and the goblins aren't.
And he's just coming in. He's coming in for 6 in the air. So that puts Charles on 11.
So we've got Charles on 11, Trent on 13.
They're changing their life dice.
Yep.
And now what's Trent doing here? Wingmake Rock.
Ooh. That's going to provide some good defense.
I think that could potentially be game.
And that attack has put Charles down to...
That would put Charles to -1, I believe. No. Oh, he's on 11 now, but if he attacks with all of his creatures next turn, that's 12 damage.
Well, he's got no other option. He can't block the Wingmate Rocks, can he?
He can't block any of those creatures, no. He needs that card in his hand.
Yep. And Trent nicely signals for the camera that 2 of the tokens have been blocked by the 2 rocks. And then we've got a Lightning Strike finishing off Sarkin. So with all 3 attacking, you've got 3, 6, 7, 8 damage.
Trent has took 4 damage last turn, but he's getting 3 life from Wingmate Rock's attack trigger. which a lot of people forget about that.
A lot of the time I do when I'm playing against it.
And that's 8 damage that went through, so that's 3 life that Charles is on.
And I think we'll...
Yep. That's game 1.
Charles has put it down and said, let's go to game 2. And...
well, what a turnaround.
Yeah, the Sarkin off the top was huge.
Yeah. Sorin in combination with creatures can really just bring yourself back.
Yeah. And so they'll go into sideboard mode now. And we'll be back very shortly with game 2 of round 3.